Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia is an amazing game for the 3DS, and is a remake of Fire Emblem 2 Gaiden, which is a Japan exclusive. With the remake, the story and characters have been revamped and have been given more development, such as giving them backstories and support conversations, even if there isn't too much of them this time around. Along with many characters getting redesigns, in Shadows of Valentia, there are exclusive characters that weren't in the original Gaiden. So today, we're going to focus in on one character, Faye. Faye is a new character added to the roster of villagers that Alm can recruit at the beginning of the game. If you didn't know, in the recent Fire Emblem games on the 3DS, there is a trend of a stalker or obsessive archetype character for our main character. In Awakening, there was Tharja. In Fates, there was Camilla. Well, I mean, who wasn't obsessed with Corrin in Fates, right? And now, we have Faye. Now don't get me wrong, these characters are great in their own individual rights, and have their moments that make them shine. But with Faye, I feel like she's really different from the other two, but of course she still has moments where people might consider her creepy and obsessive. While in Awakening and Fates, you have an avatar of sorts, and you can marry basically whoever you want. But not in Shadows of Valentia though. There isn't even a creatable character, but there is Alm. And basically, Faye is deeply in love with him. She will do anything for him, and I mean anything. In her supports with Alm, she literally says to him that she will slay his enemies for his name. The only reason she even agreed to fight for the Deliverance and travel with the villagers was to be closer to Alm and be by his side 24/7. Even if Alm as much as touches her, she gets all happy and obsessed about it so much that she will spend literally all night thinking about it. She becomes so obsessive that even when Alm and Selka fight, she tries to convince Alm that she is the only one that can understand him. Now at this point of the game, I was just like, "Be gone, thought!" For most people, this is how they would feel about her for like the rest of the game. But looking more into her character, I believe she is so much more than just Alm. Faye can also be recruited by Selka if Alm chooses not to recruit her in the beginning. She doesn't have any supports in Selka's army, but when Selka talks to her to recruit her, she has some interesting dialogue. And when you reject her request to join the party, she then says,
"Really? Oh, I suppose it was foolish of me to ask something like that. But listen, if you see Alm, tell him, well, just tell him he has a home here, and always will."
And to me, I believe that Faye just wanted a normal villager life without war. In the beginning, you don't even see signs of her trading with the other villagers. In her B rank with Alm, the last line he says really gets me thinking.
But I'm worried about the toll this war is taking on her.
The toll that is put on Faye is of course war. You see, Alm and his friends are just simple villagers from a small village in Sofia. They never knew what it was like to be away from home for a long time or to fight in the war. Sure, Myson taught them how to fight, but they never been to war before. How are you gonna expect them to kill other people? I believe that she's telling herself that she is doing this for Alm, so she doesn't have to feel guilty about killing people. Even right outside their villages, they were killing people. Maybe that's the reason why she acts cold to Silk in her support, because she's stressed out and doesn't want to talk to anyone. And of course, she's the first non-villager you can recruit, so I believe she'd be more suspicious of her more than anything. Now of course, that doesn't justify her being mean to Silk, but it adds character to her to make her feel more human, because not everybody is so tearful at the time. In her ace support with Alm, she talks about returning to Ram Village with him, and which Alm kindly refuses to her, which I think that is the most heartbreaking support in this game. because even after she gets rejected, she still remains loyal and keeps her feelings with him. And in her ending, by the way, spoilers, duh, she does return to Ram Village and is the only villager to do so. She ends up getting married with a cuck. A very nice guy. But the biggest mystery here is the last line though. Her habit of vanishing without notice for days at a time continues to worry her new family. Just exactly where does Faye go? She could go and pay a visit to Alm at his castle, but why wouldn't she just tell her family that? One theory to me is that she goes and stalks Alm just like the good old days because she just can't let go of the past. I mean, I could understand why she wouldn't tell her family that, but I would find it funny if she did. Okay kids, after dinner I'm going off to stalk the king and disappear for a few months. Make sure to wash the dishes for me. What? Anyways, I do believe that Faye gets a lot of hate because of her unhealthy relationship with Alm. But if people were to look in her perspective, she has a lot of potential, and I just wished intelligence systems fleshed her out more. To be honest, she has unrequited love like Cordelia, and I think that's pretty tragic. I actually ended up feeling bad for her when she got to her ace support with Alm. But if you think she's tragic, just wait until you see these two. But hey, those are stories for another video. If you like Faye, make sure to put a thumbs up. Of course, you can give me thoughts about her in the comments section below, but just make sure to be civil about it though. Finally, please make sure you click that subscribe button because that really helps me. And, well, I'll catch you guys on the other side. See you later. Oh yeah, and another thing, Faye did nothing wrong! Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.